Hey guys, so it's me, Nicolette Mashile, and today I want to talk about a government subsidy that is available to make home ownership a reality for certain South Africans that fall within the right criteria, right? Now, we all understand how important home ownership is because property is a generational asset that can be passed on to your children and their children and their children's children. Not only does it provide shelter, it can at some level provide some sort of investment income at a later stage when it is needed, right? But also at the same time, we're well aware of the fact that buying property is not something that you just wake up and are able to do in this country. When the banks look to give you financing or a home loan, there are various aspects of your affordability, your credit history that they're going to be looking at. Now, this government subsidy, what it does is that it steps in and assists you in lowering the amount of money that you actually borrow from the bank so that home ownership can become something that is a reality either in your lifetime or at least in your children's lifetime. So what is it? But before I get into there, remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please speak to somebody who is certified and registered with the FSCA. So let's talk a little bit about this subsidy that the government does make accessible and available to some South Africans. It is called FLISP, and basically what FLISP stands for is F is for finance, L is for linked, I is for individual, S is for subsidy, and P is for program. So it is the finance linked individual subsidy program. And basically it is available to all first time home buyers. The FLISP subsidy or the program is available to all South Africans who are first-time home buyers in South Africa who earn between 3,501 and 22,000 rand. It is a income of the entire family. So it is targeted mainly at married couples. So if you are married, it would be the joint income of both you and your husband, or your husband and the husband and the wife, right? But you can still tap in and access this subsidy if you also can show that you've got financial dependents that are depending and living off you. So again, it is important to remember that number one, you've got to be a first-time buyer. So if you have gotten a home from the RDP program, you do not qualify for the FLISP program because what government sees you as is somebody who's already benefited from a government program. So if you are looking to tap into the FLISP subsidy program, you've got to be a first-time buyer of a residential property, or you've got to have acquired some sort of residential stand that has been registered with the NHBRC. I think it is NHBRC, right? Or you've got to have bought land to build and have the building finance from a reputable building service provider who are registered with the NHBRC. But also at the same time, there's a second step that comes in for you to actually be able to tap into this subsidy. And what it is that you still need to go to the bank and actually apply for a home loan. Once your home loan has been approved and the bank has given you a home loan offer, then the bank will the government or the Department of Human Settlements will then step in. You would need to apply for the FLISP subsidy. They would do their checks, and if you do qualify under their criteria, they will pay that amount directly to the bank. So again, it's not money that you're going to receive in your hand. It almost plays the role of a deposit. Now, I just want you to think of how powerful this can be if you have saved your own deposit and then you qualify for the FLISP subsidy over and above the amount that you're going to put forward in your deposit. It could dramatically lower the amount of money that you need to borrow from the bank to be able to buy the property you're looking to buy, right? Now, we know that women currently in South Africa are the leading buyers of property, right? But the problem with this is that it's a bit worrisome because of the prices that women are buying in. So the bandwidth that most women are buying with is still a bit lower than what men are buying. And this is primarily because there's a wage inequality when it comes to men and women in South Africa. So there's a big salary disparity when it comes to men and women, right? But this subsidy could potentially help you because if we really look at South Africa and the landscape of South Africa, most women are actually financial guardians to a lot of people, or they've got financial dependents. This could be your own child, it could be a stepchild, it could be a sibling that is unable to work, somebody maybe who's got mental illness, somebody who's got a disability that is financially dependent on you. You can make your home ownership a reality through the FLISP program. So again, just to wrap up what the qualifying criteria is, number one, you need to be a first-time home buyer. So if you have bought a home before, you would not qualify for the FLISP subsidy. What does actually buying a home look like? So what they would do when you apply for the FLISP program, they would go through the title deed registry and check if your name is attached to any property in South Africa. This includes, again, as I said, any RDP homes that have been registered in your names. Or if you have bought a house, or maybe you've signed on a joint bond account, or you've perhaps helped your mom, or you've perhaps helped a friend buy a home, this would also render you not qualifying in the criteria for you to be able to tap into the FLISP subsidy. I don't know why this word is just killing me, but it is killing my tongue. Like, I can't say subsidy. I mean, really, how childish. You know, is that government education creeping in? Yeah. So again, you gotta be a first-time home buyer, guys. So you can't be on any of the title deed registries in this country. So SARS cannot say you have a home that is attached to your name, or else you do not qualify. Then secondly, your household income needs to be between 3,501 up until 22,000 rand. Okay, so gross. So this is your actual salary that you are being paid before they start making any types of deductions, right? Again, I had said that if you have financial dependence, you are also able to tap into the FLISP subsidy. Now, what constitutes as a financial dependent? Is it anybody who is under the age of 18, children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, mentally ill, disabled dependents who are under the age of 18, or even if you are cohabiting with someone, this will also qualify you. But again, if you're cohabiting with someone that does earn a salary, they will look at both of your gross income. Now, the reason why they will also look at your husband or your wife and also register them if you do have a husband or wife, is so that one family can only qualify once. So remember, it is attached also to that RDP to say you cannot benefit from a government program more than once. So if your husband is now, let's say he remarries or you remarry, and the new husband or the new wife is a first-time home buyer, they might not be able to tap into the FLISP program if you are married to them, because your name would be attached to a title deed. This is, again, purely to make sure that, you know, the programs that government does have put or has put in place really do go wide in terms of benefiting different family structures. So what type of house are you allowed to buy? In the past, back in 2014, up until 2014, the cap on the purchase price of a house was 300,000 rand. But that has now been removed, so you can tap into any type of property, at any cost, but it's got to be either an existing property or property that is planned to be built, or new developments. You could also tap into new stands to build a residential property, or you can tap into buying land and then buying building materials. So you've got to get what is called a building loan. So what would be the process? The process is that you still need to go and view whatever property it is that you want to buy. So you've got to find the property yourself, view the property that you want to buy, sign the offer to purchase, go to the bank and get your home loan approved. And then what the bank will do is they will do their entire credit check on you and their credit assessments according to their own credit criteria. And if the bank does then qualify you and offers you a home loan, they will actually, most of the times, the banks will tell you if you are a FLISP candidate, and then they will send you to the FLISP, to the Department of Human Settlements. And there's actually a website. So FLISP has its own website where you can go there and actually find the documents for you to be able to now apply for this FLISP subsidy. Remember, as I said, what the FLISP guys will then do is they will check against the register or the title deed register to first and foremost make sure that you do not have any title deed against your name. Then second, secondly, they will do the due diligence of checking what you're in. I mean, the bank has already done the income side, so they will check if you really are a first-time buyer also, and also if you have financial dependence as you claim to have, or if you are married, if your husband or your wife's information is also being included. So there are different developments that are part of the FLISP subsidy program, and what would happen there, the developer would then help you in applying for the FLISP program. But if you are buying an existing home that is not part of the FLISP program, you would need to obviously go to the bank and get your home loan approved, and once you've got an offer from the bank, you can then use that to apply to be part of the FLISP program or to apply for the subsidy. So how much is the actual subsidy? Well, it depends on how much your income is. The lower you earn, the more subsidy you can unlock, and obviously the more that you earn, if you're closer to the 22,000 rand, the less that you might get, right? So it ranges between 27,000 and a few couple of hundred rands up until 126,000 and a couple of hundred rands. I don't know the actual figures, but I will get 121,000. Sorry, I will get you guys the full figures. So reading from the FLISP website, it is 27,960 and up until 121,626. So the less you earn, the more subsidy you qualify for. The subsidy for those earning 15,000 rand a month has increased to 62,000 rand, where it was previously 20,000 rand, and up to 121,000 rand if you earn 3,501 a month. So there is a subsidy table that I will upload with this video so you can see where you would fall for in terms of how much money or how much subsidy you would then qualify for. So remember, it is important to remember that the less that you actually earn, if you're closer to the 3,501, you're most probably going to unlock the more subsidy than somebody who is earning closer to the 22,000 rand. As I said, if you're earning between 15,000 rand, the subsidy that you can unlock is 62,304. So these are some of the things that you can look at, and it does regularly, the table does regularly get monitored and changed by the Department of Human Settlements. The one thing you need to remember is that FLISP can only be tied to a home loan. So you do need to actually go to the bank and actually apply for a home loan, which means that your credit checks will still be done. So you still need to have a good credit score. You must qualify for a home loan from a financial institution, whether it is a bank or a third party like SA Home Loans. And once you've got that offer from the bank, then only can you apply for the FLISP subsidy program. And remember again, guys, it actually really functions as a deposit. So what will happen is when you apply for the home loan, the bank will tell you what your installment would be without the FLISP amount, and they can help you work out what your new installment will look like when FLISP is factored into. Remember again, the money doesn't come to you. The money will go straight to the financial institution that's granting your home loan. So in actual fact, effectively, the FLISP subsidy acts as a deposit that you're going to put forward to lower the amount of money that you're actually borrowing from the bank. So that is one way that FLISP can help you, by decreasing the monthly installment that you actually pay on your bond. The other way that FLISP can help you is, let's say you go to the bank and you actually only qualify for 250,000 rand. But if you've got a lower income, let's say for instance you are earning between 3,000 rand, or maybe let's say between 3,500 and maybe let's say 5,000 rand, and FLISP does unlock, let's say, 100,000 rand for you. You can now add the 100,000 rand and you can unlock a home loan of up to 350,000 rand. So that's the other way that FLISP can help you. But generally what is encouraged is that you lower your installment so that you can pay off your home as quickly as possible if you do have any type of disposable income that you can throw into your home loan. So can you apply for a FLISP subsidy if you are blacklisted, as everybody calls it, or you've got bad credit accounts? Well, the reality is, as I said, the step before you can apply for FLISP is actually going to a bank or a financial institution and getting a home loan approved. And the banks will check up on your credit record or your credit rating. So that might really play a big role in terms of whether or not you can even unlock the FLISP subsidy, because the first step or the first hurdle that you've got to jump over is actually getting the home loan approved and getting a bank offer or a financial institution offer to finance your home loan. So So the question of whether or not you can get it if you have a bad credit record, it's entirely up to the financial institution that's granting the actual home loan, or where you have applied for your home loan, because without a home loan offer, you cannot apply for FLISP. So yeah, guys, there is a subsidy that the government is trying to help in terms of home ownership in South Africa. They are trying to help people who wouldn't ordinarily be able to buy homes, but they are stepping in and saying, here's a subsidy that you can unlock. A lot of people don't know about this subsidy, and it breaks my heart, because a lot of people sometimes need to buy their own homes back from someone, and they are unable to actually unlock the subsidy because they don't know it actually exists, or somebody doesn't give them the right information. So just to summarize again, you've got to be a first-time homeowner, number one. You've got to be married, number two. Or you've got to have financial dependents, people that depend on you who are below the age of 18. You have to earn between 3,501 and 22,000 Rand. The less you earn, the more money you actually can unlock as a subsidy. You can't be registered anywhere on the deeds registry as a homeowner. If you have received a government subsidy before when it comes to housing, you will not be able to unlock this one. And that's purely because the government would like as many people to benefit from a government program like this. So if you've gotten an RDP before and it is registered in your name, you will not be able to unlock the FLISP subsidy. What do you need to do? You need to go and actually find the house that you want to buy, either externally outside of the program. You can find a house, you can find a development, or you can find a stand where you intend on building an actual residential property. You then need to go to the bank and secure yourself a home loan. Once you've done all that, you then go to the FLISP website and you can apply for the FLISP subsidy. Again, remember that it is not the FLISP subsidy who will reject your application if you are blacklisted, as we call it in this country, or have a bad credit record. It would generally come from the bank. So if without a home loan offer, you will not be able to unlock FLISP. And if you're married, both you and your spouse have to be registered against that house, purely so that only one family or people come from one family can only benefit once from the FLISP subsidy. All right, I hope that helps you in figuring out. But again, as I said, if you're using the FLISP program, which is homes or developments that are part of this program, you will generally, the developer will tell you if you qualify and will help you fill out the form. If you are going through a bank, the bank will tell you if you're a FLISP candidate. If they don't, just ask them if you're a FLISP candidate and they can assist you in applying for that. The only time you might not be able to get the money is if the program itself has run out of money, which we know in this country is very highly likely and very possible. Maybe they've reached the target for the year. It is what it is. Bye.